Hello everyone, we are here in Talacre today near Prestatyn, which on the North Wales coast, which boasts a rich history from its role as a rabbit warren for the Mostyn family to becoming a popular holiday destination and a site for World War II evacuees and spitfire training. So we're going to take you on a little walk around, give you a little bit of history about Talacre. Let's turn you around. So we're going to go up here and we're going to have a look at the Talacre lighthouse, which is known as Point of Air. This is quite a big beach area down here, and lots of sand dunes around. I parked my car down here because the car parks by the shops and the pubs, there's £5 parking, which is quite a lot to spend really, unless you're coming here for the whole day. £5, so you can park down here, and it was free. But they close the gates at 9 PM. At certain times of the year it does cause flooding down here, so just have to be careful and watch out, and make sure you're gone by 9 o'clock, otherwise you get locked in. So in the distance there, I don't know whether you can see the lighthouse, and there's the Point of Air. People say they have seen ghostly figures up in the glass window. So that's the Point of Air, and then we go down along the sand dunes. So this is the path to the Point of Air. During mid-season times it gets quite busy here. Quite popular place. Down in the main area there's 2 pubs, there's a chip shop, a bakery, there's an arcade, there's some public toilets, and there's a shop that sells a bit of everything as well. So this is still classed as Flintshire, even though we've driven quite away from where we live. It didn't take us long to get here. So that way takes you down to the sand dunes. This way takes you up to the Point of Air lighthouse on the beach. Yeah, it's about a 35-minute drive from where we live, and so it's about really from the English border, about 40-45 minutes from the English border. Have a look here, and there's a information board for you. So there's the Talacre lighthouse just up there. And we've got Flint Castle, that's where we went the other week. If you've seen our video, check it out if you haven't. So the World War II trail. So this Talacre has not always been a holiday destination. It was used during World War II, where the Evacuees came here, and a camp was set up on the sand dunes, just over in that direction there. There was little huts. They used double-decker buses, and the Evacuees, they came and they stayed. It's known as the Warren. So Talacre provided a safe haven for many families during the World War, driven from the cities when the bombing started in 1940. Wooden chalets and old railway coaches, even buses, provided simple but relatively safe homes in the Warren. Life was hard with no electricity or running water or proper toilets, but people were strong and always quick to help. Look out for the colourful garden plants and traces of bricks of concrete as we go round, because some of these are the remaining pieces of the houses. So among the sand dunes there are still some of the old bricks from the chimneys, so we'll see if we can find them along the way. Here you go, here's some pictures here of the little houses that they built. So the wooden chalets and old railway coaches and buses as well. Here we go. Also, Talacre was used as a practice range, so the Spitfires would come over and they would shoot targets down in the sands. So the young pilots started with air-to-ground training, firing at these targets, and then they progressed to air-to-air training. So they started off shooting the targets on the ground, and then they produced up into the air, into the aeroplanes flying over the camp. And there are still some remains around this area. There's still some pillboxes. There's one of them there, as you can see on the picture. Let's have a walk up here and see what else we can find. Quite a lot of little bits of area are fenced off for conservation to protect the sand dunes and all the living creatures as well. As we go along, you'll see in the sand dunes there. Take you up this way. So I think after the war was ended, the people that lived here who moved on used this as a holiday destination. And there are a couple of holiday camps just over there, caravans in. You can just see over there the sea and the sand. You can actually walk down there on the sand. People have known to get stuck in the sand over there in their cars. I don't think no one's parked down this end today, unless they've closed it off. I haven't seen. Great for bringing your dogs for a walk here. Seen lots of dogs today. Quite a lot of hills around in the sand dunes. Great for climbing up and down if you're brave enough without slipping in the sand. Yeah, they put loads of wooden bollard things there now, because you used to be able to park down here. Like I said, people are getting stuck in the sand.
You know, this is for people who can't walk. Yeah, disabled and Louise. Like I said, not my problem. No, I'm not. So look, when you get in this corner.
So here, look, we've got some seals. I've never seen any seals here in Talacre, but if anybody's been here and seen any, let me know in the comments. Here we go, we're going to be walking on the sand now. Let's go and have a look at this lighthouse. This is quite a very, very long beach. Goes all the way down to the Prestatyn coast. And you can also walk along the tops, along the coastal path as well. like we showed you in Flint by the castle. It joins up all the way along the coastal path. Here we go. Quite hard to walk in this bit of sand here.
It's just sliding down now. Oh yeah, it will do. Obviously when she was in it on the way down.
There's a map there for you.
And it's like free exercise.
So this is the Grown and Dunes and Talacre Warren. Special place which is loved by many a people of generation and a home to a variety of exciting wildlife. It's got natterjack toads, sand lizards, who have all been successfully established in the dunes here. So we'll have to see what we can see. And we've got the Point of Eye lighthouse, which is the key local landmark, which was built in around 1776. It housed 2 lights, one to shine towards Llandudno and one for up the Dee Estuary. So many people come back each year along the stretch of the sand and the shelter of the dunes, which was a popular holiday destination after the war when families were evacuated from Liverpool to temporary wooden homes and caravans in the Warren. So when after the war, these evacuees who come to stay, making it the holiday destination. It's quite busy today on this beach. We'll just give you a quick look. The sand gets a bit firmer, a bit further down here. Here we are. So this is the beach, and as you can see, it stretches far and wide. So this is the area between World War I and World War II, where they were used to practice shooting targets, either from the ground or from here in the Spitfires. And just in the distance over there is Talacre Lighthouse, also known as the Point of Eye. Today the sea is quite far out, and we're in the middle of April, so it's nice and warm. Giving a look at the beach. So like I said, it's only 45 minutes from the English border of Chester, so it's not far to come. So we'll go back this way then, take you up to the sand dunes area, see if we can find any of the little hidden bricks from the little shanty town that they had here. Give them a look at the lighthouse there. Ooh. Right then, let's go and have a look up here. Share your coastal snaps, it says. This is the sand, hard to walk on. Hey? Ooh. Can have sand in our shoes. Here we go, in a little soft bit there. Back up the slope, down into the sand dunes. They put like a nice path in there now, and you can walk to Prestavon Sands. We put a concrete path in, which is quite good for accessible for wheelchairs and pushchairs and things. This is quite firm, but it can get a bit wet and a bit sticky throughout the seasons. But it's a dry day today, it hasn't rained, so quite lucky. We've also put this in here as well, easy access as well. Go see if we can see any of the remains of the shanty town that used to be here. So Talacre Beach Resort has been a popular holiday destination for nearly 60 years, with the village, beach and lighthouse constantly drawing new fans. Talacre village has a population of just under 400, with only 100 residents actually being born in Wales. So that's 400 people, only 100 being born in Wales. The beach is known for the beautiful golden sands, which you've just seen, with world famous sand dunes, which you're going to have a look at in a sec, as well as being RSPB Nature Reserve and special area of scientific interest, with population of protected newts, natterjacks and toads living in the dunes. So Talacre Beach Resort first opened in the 1960s, known then as the Morpher Camp, and some of our first holiday home owners originally used to holiday on the Warren in the bungalows, which were self-contained shacks along the beach. Our beautiful resort grew in popularity, and by the 70s there was a 44-acre holiday resort filled with luxuries of the time, and has continued to develop and grow with time, since having recently undergone and a £1 million renovation of the 5-star facilities. So let's go and have a look down here. It's quite a popular holiday destination now. People staying in the caravans on the camp. And we're not far from Prestavon Sands as well, which is part of the Haven group. But there are a couple of camps down here with on-site facilities and entertainment as well. But there's your walk down there, that carries on, that'll take you to the coastal path walk. So if you're fit enough, you fancy doing that. All the way down the east side, all the way up the coast. Make sure you pack yourself plenty of water and snacks. And there are stop-offs on the way like here for your toilets. So as you can see, it's quite a bustling town, especially in the height of the season like today. Got the ice cream shop open there, and there's a little pub, a little bakery that's open, fish and chip shop. There's a lighthouse pub which is really gone to the side, have entertainment on. Bingo, karaoke, singers, small arcade just down there as well, which we'll have a look later on. And across the road from the little shop, Arkwright's kind of shop as I call it. Have you ever seen the comedy show on BBC? open all hours. So has everything, gardening stuff to beach stuff. So there we are. So this is a walk along the sand dunes. And there are some little hidden histories throughout these areas of what used to be the little shanty town where the Evacuees lived. There was trains and buses, and there was also the wooden shacks, which some of them had chimneys on the top. And somewhere amongst all the dunes there still remains, which I have seen before in the past. Trying to remember where they are is the difficult bit, but we're going to have a look. As you can see, lots of overgrown plants, which is left here for the wildlife to enjoy. If you're into your birds, see plenty of birds here. Bring your binoculars. So all this path's all been done for easy access for people with wheelchairs and prams and that. Big trees. Even got some of the bluebell flowers out down there, look. Go. So let's see if we can find anything left from the shanty town. There are pictures on the internet of the shanty town. So with so much history in this little village, it's easy to see why people are drawn back to the Welsh coast. Because there's lots of history and brings people back. This is quite boggy in there. So the North Wales Coast community here, when it was the shanty town where families lived in these converted buses, trains and carriages and hand-built shacks, made many people's childhoods a magical experience. Despite being described by some as the slums, there are quite a lot of people here who have had magical experiences, and there's stories online if you'd like to look them up and read about people's experiences here. As I say, you make things your own. That's how you enjoy yourself. Just seen some butterflies out there. As you can see, we're coming up to where the sand meets the path, the hills and the sand dunes. It does open up a bit down here. See if you can see anything in there. No. Let's see, you've got to keep your eye out for brick, little brick things. It's part of the old shanty town that was here. I have seen them before, but trying to remember where they are. I've been here so many times. the concrete path turned into a little bit of a wooden path here. So up there, climbing up, right, here we go. Yeah, up there is takes you up to the beach. There's various little things. Quite hard to walk up the slopes there because it's all sandy. But I've just found one piece of remaining of the shanty town just over there. Let's go and have a look. Let's have a look. It's quite a big piece. A brick piece. It's fighting off the bees or wasps, whatever they are. Quite hard walking up the sand. Right, here we go. Got a little bit of a dip there. Looks like there's been trees in there that have been taken out for whatever reason. Right, here we go. And it's got a little plaque on it as well. Ooh. What does the plaque say? See me in a bit, can you see? Running forever with your bell, our beautiful boy. 2017, 2024. Ah, someone's pet dog there. So here we have it. So this would have been one of the chimney stacks of the shanty town. There are many more of these little hidden gems. Just trying to find them there. Let's take you around. Ooh. There you go. Little look from this side. Unfortunately, you can't see inside because it's full. They're filled in of, I think it's sand. There's concrete and then sand. Little bit of history there. 1940s history of the shanty town. Let's see if we can find any more little hidden gems there. Let's go down here then. So there's one of the hidden gems. Let's give you another look before we go. There we go. I can feel my shoes filling up with sand now. Got my Vans on. Plenty of insects flying about today. Let's have a quick look over here. Is there any more? Walk to the back this bit here. Whew. Go away, Buzz. Buzzy bees. I can't see anything. Let's have a look over there. Well, at least we found one, but I know there are more. I think there's some on the other side of the path as well. Just have a quick gander and then we'll go back. Carry on. No, I think that's it for that bit. Because some of the areas may have overgrown over some of the remains, because it's as you can see, there's lots of grass and trees and that. Oh, I'll carry on this way. If anybody's ever been to Talacre and has seen the remains of the shanty town or been, let us know in the comments. Trying to find these little hidden gems for you. Lots of rabbits here as well. Just be careful of the rabbit holes, and if you're lucky you might see a fox. I've seen a fox. And last time I came here, there was 2 horses down the track, very friendly. Give them a pat and a stroke on the nose. Go hear all the birds and the little insects going round. Some more of the bluebells down there. Bluebells, nice. Or whatever they're called. I think they're called bluebells. I'm not very good at plants. May look like a weed to me. And then again, it could be a plant. Hence I don't do gardening. Here we go, on the wooden path. The sign posted beach and attractions. We'll carry on. Lots of these little sandy paths going up the hill of the sand dunes. But quick ways to get to the beach, but not for me. You can also go that way as well. It takes you back to the main attractions, the shops and the arcades and pubs and that. You can see they've been doing some work here. Conservation work. Lots of conservation work around. That's why they've got all this sitting areas. You have this fencing up to stop people from going in. Because there's lots of wildlife within these sand dunes. So it's there to protect the wildlife. And sand dunes as well. This is a lot different seaside town than Bill. There's probably more things to do in Rel, but to me this is nice, peaceful, apart from on busy days. Because Rel these days, they are trying to do it up, but I don't know if it's for the good or not, because they've taken away half of the history of Rel, making way for modern times, and obviously not many people go to Rel these days anymore. So as you can see, we're back on the concrete path which goes that way, takes you to Prestathen Sands, part of the Haven Group, or that way takes you back to the attractions. So a little bit of history for you. So Talacre's location at the mouth of the Dee Estuary in Liverpool Bay has shaped its history, making it an important trading route and a strategic location. The area was home to the Mosson family, who owned the Talacre estate, Talacre Abbey and Talacre Hall, built in 1829. The Carmelite Margaret Mosson grew up on the estate in the early 1600s, and in 1919 the Mosson family sold the estate by auction, and in 1921 it was occupied by a community of Benedictine nuns who moved out in 1988. Now the main hall now is a Grade 2 listed building and functions as a private house and was renamed the Westbury Castle. So a little bit of history there for you. And there is up at somewhere up the fields by their house, there was a little crypt which we'd like to go and explore, where the nuns used to live. So this had a big part during World War II, as we spoke about before, being a crucial site for evacuees fleeing the bombing in Liverpool, with many settling homes and simple huts built in the dunes, like the one we've seen over there, the remaining of that building over there. The dunes and beach areas were used for Spitfire training, and the remains of pillboxes and rows of large posts originally put in to deter enemy invasion can still be seen today. So if you go along the walks along the path, there's still little bits of World War II. And some of the evacuees who chose to stay in the area after the war contributing to the area's culture, mixing the Welsh and the English. So some of the evacuees who stayed here, a little shanty town, also come back and made it as their holiday destination. And as you can see, my path walks all the way down there. That takes you all the way to Prestavon Sands, and also there are little cut-offs over the hills there to the beach, if you're brave enough to walk up the sand. So that way and that way, so it's a nice walk. So even if you're staying in the Prestavon Sands, you can walk down this way. There's arcades, places to eat and drink, entertainment for the families and all that. Quite a lot of bluebells there, as we've seen before. We're going to walk back this way now. Show you some of the attractions down in the main street. Seen a little bit of history there of the shantytown houses. There are more here hidden away somewhere. We managed to find one of the chimney box. So here we are now, out here in the car parks. These car parks are £5 during the season. There where the main attractions are. You've got a little pie shop, bakery shop here, It's quite popular. And there's a beauty place just over there. Cameron needs to be doing what's told. There's a fish and chip shop here. There is also another fish and chip shop down there on the camp on the right hand side. You've got your arcade for the kids, or the adults. A couple of arcades. There are public toilets as well. If you need the public toilets, which are just there. And here is your Arkwright shop that sells absolutely everything. Pots and pans and plants, beach equipment, shoes, everything.
That's not it.
And just down there is the Lighthouse pub. Good entertainment in there. And they do food as well now. There we go. And you've got another pub just over here as well, with an ice cream parlour. And I think there's a place that says burger and chips. So there's all your cakes and your pies, all look good in there. Look, hot pies, hot cross buns, £2.20 with a coffee, £3.30. Pack of 4, £1.80. This is called Just Breathe. Here we go, back this way now then. And there's your other pub just through there. There we go. It's quite busy in there, as you can see. But both pubs have car parks, which are £5 during the season, which I think is quite expensive. So for me, I just parked up here, up this road here, over the hump, on the beach. So that was a little look at Talacre, bit of history there for you. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye.